I can hear myself pretty clearly.
Myself at all. That's
no.
the problem.
Yeah.
Check 1, 2.
Downey off on the first that time at the line.
Start away from the stream to catch up with us.
Downey hits the second.
Yeah, we're on.
We're live now?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, finally we got this audio sorted. So, not sure if you could hear us even the first couple of minutes. A couple huge plays by Elijah Fischer. Got Crestwood up 14-7 on Christmas Eve.
An 8-second violation that time.
That's the third time already here in the first quarter.
A lot of kinks to work out here if you're Crestwood. Well, you got to give credit where credit's due, right? Orangeville's been putting the pressure on in full court.
Shamar Mays, guarded by Fischer. Moncrief. We're seeing Darius DeVero for the first time tonight over there in the pink sneakers. Shamar in the as the shot clock is high, rebound is on.
Missed the shot on the other end and recovers and makes up for it with that hustle play on the defensive end.
Looks like a screen foul called on Zane Mingo.
I love this matchup right here, Mays versus Elijah Fischer. The intensity and both uber talented.
So forgive if you couldn't hear audio on our first few minutes. We should be live now. Do me a favor, hit me up on Twitter at Mr. McKee, MCKEE. Let me know if you can hear us. Nice to break that
Quick timeout coming here.
Well, timeout on the floor, 5:10 to go, 14-7. Pretty torrid pace. Crestwood, looking really good. Other than the three, violations, getting the ball over the court, they've been really outstanding.
Well, you got to think about it. It's their first game of the year, right? I mean, there's no excuse for that, but you got to work out the kinks. It's your first game, a little rusty, but can't afford that against Orangeville.
Again, if you are out there, can we see the comments section on it? So if we know that they can hear us.
We got a 14-7 ball game.
Is it there?
It looks like we're there.
All right, folks, we're rolling now.
Two big top teams, two great coaches, two excellent programs.
So where's the MC in-house? I'm looking for that.
That's a good question, Chris.
Anyways, here's what it is. So 5:10 to go. Elijah with a couple big baskets in the early going.
Crestwood currently on top with a 7-point lead. We got 5:10 remaining.
So both teams' coaches equally as infamous as some of the players on the team. Of course, Tony McIntyre, Orangeville Prep head coach, and Will Russell, Crestwood Roots head coach.
Size mismatch here.
Elijah Fischer, Kobe Anthony, and that's got to be a travel. It is. Moncrief got a hand on it.
That's Anthony's second time traveling tonight.
Two traveling calls. Let's give him a passport stamp for that. DeVero guarding closely like the Zane Mingo. Dyson Frank. Moncrief. And Moncrief's and what? Matthew Alexander Moncrief. I thought that Moncrief was pushed, but he gets called a travel.
One ref had a foul, one had a travel.
Moncrief, as cool as a customer as there is. I was mentioning this during the broadcast Tuesday. I've never really seen him get emotional ever. Really keeps his emotions in check. Moncrief steals that, and then it looks like these fouls, and that's actually not a bad foul by Mingo.
Orangeville prep ball.
Orangeville would have been on a break. Mingo stops it with the
Shout out to legendary coach Tony McIntyre.
Crestwood's already in the bonus.
For a long time in the drama scene.
So Moncrief at the free throw line. He's been a part of the
first one's
19 Canadian national team program. He's also at the Basketball Without Borders camp as part of NBA All-Star Weekend this past year. I think he's one of 2 Canadians down there.
Yep, Cassius McNeely was there last year.
Of course, Cash is now at Texas A&M. Fischer. Elijah, really careless pass. Shamor snipped out an easy lay-in off the pass. 14-10. Fischer away at the lead. Fischer beats the number 1. And another travel.
The godfather of AAU basketball, Russell. And Crestwood basketball.
Shamar sporting a beard this year. Makes him look about 25, 26. Justice Prentice on the floor now, number 2. Alex Nawaga gets that to go.
That was beautiful. Of course, Alex Nawaga on Kings last year. Decided to make a move here. Of course, Kings isn't in the men's division, isn't in the OSBA anymore.
Nawaga slips and then fouls as he's going to the ground.
Kobe with the great off fade.
It's not a shooting
Next
foul.
off over the hoop.
Anthony will inbound from the right side of the court. 2-point game, 3:22 to go in the first quarter. Anthony for 3, short. Kickball. Speaking of kickball, Toronto FC last night.
We've been waiting for this game for about 3 years. Now it's finally happening.
So they're now advanced to the Eastern Conference Final.
From grassroots.
I went down to my son and I to the ball game last week with Wayne Rooney from DC United, his last game. It was 1-1.
He's retiring?
Yeah, well, no, he's going back to England. He's going to be coaching Derby. He's a player assistant because he wants to
Fischer bails him out with an offensive rebound.
Sean Laddie needed to help Elijah to clean that up.
It's pretty clear to see where momentum is right now. All led by number 22 on Crestwood, Mr. Elijah Fischer.
Now keep in mind, Elijah.
Oh my goodness. We were almost all witnesses right there.
Elijah is about 3 years younger than most of the players on this court right now. Orangeville, most of these guys on the floor right now, all 2020s. So they're 18, 19 years old. Prentice, no foul called. Justice was mugged here, no justice done. Orangeville misses. Laddie locked the handle on it. This guy Mays, that block.
Great defensive play that time by Crestwood.
Romad Dean, Elijah fadeaway jumper, no good, gets his own rebound.
My goodness.
Just Prentice. And hey, I'll give the rest credit for letting them play, because I've seen that could have been called a havoc.
You were just talking about how Elijah Fischer is younger than most of these players on the floor right now for Orangeville. But right there, despite not getting it in the basket, he looks like a man amongst boys out here. He's so gifted athletically, it's ridiculous.
We're getting an early glimpse of what the hype is all about. top it off, he's the nicest young man ever. I interviewed him back in BioSteel. He's a really sweet kid, you know? And so, from what I understand, the couple guys I met in Pickering, their sons are in youth basketball. And they're like, no, wait till you see Elijah's little brother, man. He may be better. So, that's awesome to see.
Sure, Elijah doesn't like that much.
Yeah, like we had that problem at the start. I had
the Bear to Mob!
Almost caught a body that time.
I told you, it's coming. There's a glimpse of what
He's got a little pep to his step today.
Well, I think, Matthew wants to show everyone. Everyone's talking Elijah, and look, Matthew's going to be playing very high-level Division I next year, and then within the NBA within a year or two following that. So, but you don't hear as many people talking about Matthew as you do Elijah. I think obviously he wants to prove something.
I like that about Matthew, though. He's not very outspoken. He's almost like a quiet assassin. Not to compare him to an NBA player, but sort of the personality of a Kawhi Leonard in a way. You know what I mean?
When you look at his frame, he's not far off. Crestwood.
Yeah, let me know if this
He's everywhere. Lorenzo Downey stuffed it. He's going to get called with a foul. I thought he got ball.
Out of all the calls that were made there, the clean block.
Crestwood's going to the line for two.
Kobe Anthony, free throw line. Kobe out of Oakville. He's a class of 2020. Mentioned, had the chance to see him. The BioSteel team.
Kobe's actually praised for his high marks on the honor roll, and apparently in his spare time he likes to tutor people as well. So overall a great person, great student athlete.
We're at Crestwood Prep in Toronto, Ontario. The two top teams in all of Canada on your screen right now. Lorenzo Downey, turnover. Lorenzo yet to get going.
Watch out.
I love me some Elijah, but that was about 5 steps. 22-15. Crestwood out front. Downey in the corner to the wall. Can't get it to go. Keyshawn Labby has it, bringing it up. Spots up jumper. Rebound the barrel.
If I'm Orangeville, I like to slow it down here. Get the last shot of the quarter.
16 seconds on the clock.
So shot clock is off. Orangeville holding for the last shot. Rivero. The Justice Prentice underneath to Nawaga. And he's stopped. Roll my So at the end of one, Crestwood holds a 22-15. And hopefully we've got our audio issues sorted out.
Yeah. But after one quarter, we are in store for a great game. The hype is real.
I'd like to give a shout out to Universal Hoops, who continues to work hard every day, building the team bigger and bigger.
So I'm hoping it's sorted out because I need my highlights. I gotta cut my video. I gotta cut my clips.
Provides one of the best.
And I know obviously a lot of these players want to use this footage, right?
Canada basketball.
Their own recruiting purposes.
It just makes it better when the commentator is hype about it.
That's what they pay us the big bucks for, right? So you drove in St. Catharines today, QEW and Nightmare.
Yes, indeed. I've done this drive a couple times now this week, and the other day it wasn't too bad on Tuesday, but today was just brutal. I got up to about Appleby, and then I had to get off because we were at a dead still, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to take the loss on this. I'm going to take the 407 to the 401. I mean, it's not like the 401's much better, but I'm going to have to deal with that, what is it, $49, $50 charge? I was on it for maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm going to get docked that, so...
There's no price for peace of mind. You know what I mean? So,
very true. I couldn't stand in that traffic.
I always say peace of mind doesn't come cheap. Because, I go to my yoga class. It's about $25 a class. I'm like, hey, peace of mind ain't cheap, yo. You gotta pay for that.
I actually saw you shout out your yoga class.
That's right, on my Instagram.
I'm sure they appreciated the plug.
Absolutely.
Also want to salute Curtis, the ref, who continues to work hard in the community
So I can get a free yoga class.
through basketball, education, and leadership. Continue to work hard
Back for the start of the second quarter, Lorenzo Downey will inbound the ball right in front of us on the scores table. Leaves it for Justice Prentice. Justice, a 2020 out of Toronto, transferred to Orangeville last year from Bill Crothers. For Moncrief, Prentice underneath to Nawaga, and he's stuffed for the third time by Romad Dean. Elijah Fischer, come on now, Elijah. Switches to his left hand and the finish.
This man is just an animal.
Moncrief to Downey. Prentice attacks the hoop, and whenever Orangeville brings it to the basket, there's just no space.
I'm so impressed with this help defense of the Lions right now. It's been stout through the first quarter and some change.
Fischer for three, and there it is. Elijah Fischer. He's just torching Orangeville right now.
You think he knows that all eyes are on him?
So Tony McIntyre, after that, sees Elijah heating up, definitely wants a timeout, and they have not changed the scores clock there. They finally did. 27-15. So, I've been Orangeville's play-by-play guy for the past couple years now, well, 4 years. I've never seen them this out of sorts this early in a game.
Yeah, it's scary to see. Well, said Crestwood making their name right now, trying to put a stamp on their play, because they've got to be one of the favorites this year to win the whole thing. I was talking to Yoram, our producer here, and I was saying before the game that the Final Four I got Orangeville, I got Crestwood, I got Bill Crothers, and I got TRC going back to the Final Four.
I see. I haven't got my look at everyone, especially TRC losing guys, so I'm not ready to make my prediction yet.
Fair enough.
Although, obviously, hey, these two teams are going to be in the mix. So as far as the rest of it, let's get a look at. I know Carruthers, obviously, with Kobe Elvis going over to the OSBA MVP, transferring to Carruthers.
That's really my big reason. I got a chance to see him at the preseason showcase, and he looks like he's just gotten better from last year. A little bit stronger, too, a little bit bulkier, and he's one of my favorites to repeat this year as well as MVP.
So we talked about your drive-in. This is the closest school to me there is. So I'm driving up to Orangeville 2 hours. Sometimes in the snow, it's taking me as long as 4 hours to get there. 15 minutes. Justice Prentice, big three. Maybe that'll settle down Orangeville.
That's the answer they needed.
Lead back down to 9. Moncrief steals that from Elijah. They've got numbers. DeVero puts it up, gets the roll. And, goaltending obviously called, but the ball was going through the hoop.
Pretty little floater that time by DeVero.
We got a 27-20 ball game.
7-point game. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, DeVero just coming off a 14-point game against Southwest in that route. You were there. You definitely saw it firsthand.
It was, Fischer skates through everyone and then just kind of rolls that one over the rim.
This kid is so good.
DeVero from the corner, and Dyson Frank out there, and I think that's what they need. Orangeville's got to start using their muscle, their size, get in there and push these Crestwood guys around.
Well, right now, Crestwood's killing them in transition. It's just every time Elijah comes up, everyone's backing away. They're getting him on their heels.
Moncrief, spin move through everyone, and then kick out. What's the call? Looks like it's going to be a foul.
On the floor, yep.
It is. So one thing I love about Elijah, when I spoke to him, I'm a Durham region guy, and, hey, where are you from? He didn't say Toronto. He says, I'm from Oshawa. I'm like, all right, man. See, I'm a Durham College grad, so got to show love to Oshawa.
See, I can't say the same. I'm a Niagara grad, so we've been enemies this whole time.
Moncrief's second chance gets it to go. Lead back to 7. Fischer. Again, they're pretty cash getting that ball over. It was the right idea, but I don't think Dean read what Fischer was trying to do. Justice Prentice up the floor. Lorenzo Downey, one of the most lethal three-point shooters in the country, yet to get his opportunity. He hasn't even put one up yet. No space. DeVero. Darius to Prentice. He's got Downey in the corner. Justice Prentice muscles his way. He'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
At the end of the shot clock.
I got to tell you, though, Darius DeVero, he's got to be easily one of my favorite players to watch. Every night he gives 110%, all effort. I don't know if you remember this or not, but last year in the finals he had that hurt calf, which he's obviously sporting a brace now, and it seemed we didn't think he was going to play. But then he gets out there and he's a leader. He's a floor general, and I just love to watch him play. Gets it done on both ends of the floor every night.
A coach's son, his father David, the head coach at McGill University up in Montreal. So, hey, the apple doesn't fall too far, right? I'm seeing that both him and Shamar, you have the 2 smartest point guards in the league, perhaps. And Dean, again, lets that one go through. So Romac getting it done defensively, offensively, not so much tonight. Moncrief, Downey, again, no space. M.A., and then Matthew loses the handle on it. Crestwood up the floor. They've got numbers, and I'm not quite sure what that was.
2 turnovers in a row here for Crestwood. It's the opportunity for Orangeville to get back. Oh, sorry, Crestwood keeps the ball.
Looks like they're saying someone on Orangeville knocked that out of bounds. It wasn't just a bad pass from Mingo, thankfully. I'm like, I know Mingo's a little bit better than that, but Mingo in the corner. Short rebound, Dyson Frank. Moncrief, almost over top of Elijah. Can't roll.
Skywalker, really.
In the corner, Dean. There he goes. Gets it going offensively. Roma Dean, big 3.
Foot was on the line.
Oh, they calling it a 2?
Yeah, they're calling it a 2.
Downey gets his first, and just an ugly shot. You see how desperate he is to try and get one on, taking a really poor shot there.
He's got to get himself in rhythm here.
Dean, pump fake, attacks the basket, gets the roll. Roma Dean, back-to-back buckets.
Back to a 9-point lead here for Crestwood. We need a big response here for the Bears.
DeVero to Moncrief, puts it on the floor. Easy lay-in. Moncrief showing his bag of tricks.
That's just too easy.
33-26 ball game.
And Fischer, that's got to be an offensive
block.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Elijah moving towards him.
I'm going to have to agree with you here, Chris. It looked like a pretty clear offensive foul there.
Tony McIntyre livid at that one. You can see it.
I don't blame him.
I haven't seen Tony turn that shade of red in a while. So.
And notably now, Elijah Fischer has yet to sit. About a quarter and a half so far, and you don't want to wear him out, but like we've said, like everyone's been saying, he's a great athlete.
He's a young guy. These guys got energy.
Yeah.
He's not old like me. I had my little run before I came today. Gorgeous fall afternoon here in Toronto. Thought I'd take the opportunity to get out and get a little sun, a little fresh air. Elijah Fischer for 3. Swish. Nothing but net.
This kid is too good. It's really a privilege to watch him play and call his games.
Jeff Nagandu out there with the ball. Jeff looking for space. Jeff, one of the new players to Orangeville Prep. Jeff from the Congo. Being recruited. Dyson Frank, easy lay-in, saying Nagandu being recruited by the likes of LSU, Kansas State, and a handful of other big-time programs. Nagandu on cue, steals that, and then he's fouled by Keyshawn Laddie.
We got a turnover off that press.
Ball out of bounds. Shamar looks like we'll inbound. We got a substitution. Roma Dean coming back in.
And it's still only a 3-possession basketball game. 5:01 remaining.
So Jaden Langley Thomas sitting on the bench and sweats for Crestwood.
Crestwood's got to be careful here. Almost have 5 fouls already. Still halfway to go in the second quarter.
I think they're okay with it. They're trying to be physical with Orangeville. I don't mind that. Send a message. MA attacks the hoop. Unlucky.
He's got to be kicking himself for that one.
And it looks like Prentice getting called with a tripping foul. Well, justice really developed over the past 12 months. At the start of last season, buried on the bench for Orangeville, not seeing a lot of time. By the end of the season, he's starting a handful of games, really became an elite guard over the past year or so. Fischer for 3, in and out. That was Dean.
I like that two-man game, though.
Shamar, wide open look for Prentice. Got to take it. Justice, Prentice. How you like me now? Lead down to 5.
That's what Shamar does, though. Last year led the OSBA in assists.
In the corner. Oh, ugly shot.
Oh, wow.
That was Emmanuel Oludele. Shamar. Oh, and then Oludele makes up for the poor shot. Puts that one right back in Shamar's face.
Shamar trying to argue that call.
I think he's right, but
yeah.
Look, Shamar doesn't argue too many calls. So
Toronto's finest officials working together to get
and look, hey, that's how. That's I told you, Shamar doesn't argue anything. So when he argues, the ref's like, you know what, you're right. Switch the call.
Well-respected player in this league.
Prentice. So the outside shot finally coming because there's nothing inside. There's just no space. It's a much smaller gym, it seems. And then Prentice hammered. Goes down hard, but jumps up. No worse for wear.
Here in those ones.
Hitting foul shot after foul shot.
Lead at 5. So despite a couple good runs by Crestwood, Orangeville still hanging around. No danger. I'm really digging Shamar's blue shoes, these Nikes. He's got his new Nike high tops on. They're pretty sweet.
Whole different look this year. Like you said, the beard, the different hair. Might as well go out styling.
I had the chance to speak to his brother Xavier about Shamar's growth, and he was like, wait till you see the work he's been doing with me in the offseason and my trainer. He said he was expecting big things from Shamar this year. Fischer. Double teamed. Dyson Frank gives him a little nudge, just deflected the shot enough. Shamar, wide open look for Prentice. Justice Prentice, back-to-back threes.
Beautifully done.
Tie ball game. Oh, are they calling it a 2? It's a 2. Whoa, hey. Oh. Shamar and Elijah Fischer getting into it.
I like it. Oyster basketball.
Oh, wow. They got a cool head. Cool head's got to prevail here.
Tough guys on the court. Number 24, Elijah.
So don't tell me Elijah's getting tossed here.
I like that stuff.
That'd be very underwhelming.
So we knew it was going to be a tense atmosphere in here. You can see right there what it means.
He's very adamant with the ref right now, trying to explain his side.
We got Kingston and Nova Scotia.
So technical.
I think they're doing offsetting technicals here, I believe. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it.
We got a tie basketball game.
One thing I got to love, here's Shamar, 5'11". Elijah's, 6'5", 6'6", and Shamar's not afraid to get in there. Mix it up with the young guy. All right. Temperature heating up in the gym.
Oh, he wants it.
Elijah step back, no good. Rebound Moncrief. Shamar.
Oh, he's got
a wide open look. Shamar's got to recognize. Inside to Nagandu, outside to Prentice. Nice feed inside. Jeff Nagandu hammers that one away. Orangeville Prep now with the lead.
Oh, express yourself, young fella.
Big dunk. Maybe Crestwood needs a timeout, settle things down.
Momentum has definitely shifted here.
Shamar steals that. And again, a fourth time this half, they can't get the ball over the court. That's pretty one of the easiest things to do is to get the ball to half court. Now, put it in the net, that's a different story. Timeout on the floor. Hey, Anthony, we got a ball game here.
A well-needed timeout, to say the least, here for Crestwood. Momentum has shifted in the biggest way possible.
So audio situation sorted, game temperature heating up. So now we got game on. Let's roll. So Jeff Nagandu talking about him, one of the new guys. You know, I was saying this too. I spoke with Jeremy Pope, one of the assistant coaches for Orangeville, the head coach of AI Red, and was like, hey, you know, you lose a guy like Tyree Samuel, and I thought, what do you do to replace him? And then, well, they just roll in Jeff Nagandu, another guy looks just as big, just as strong, just as fast. It's like, you know, Duke, they lose, you know, RJ and Zion. You think Duke's going to fall off the face of the earth this year?
No,
not happening.
Definitely not, especially not with Coach K there.
Yeah. So I'm excited. College basketball starting in a few weeks. Michigan State ranked the #1 team in the preseason polls anyway.
It's just preseason.
Exactly. You know, I'm not a fan of rankings early. It should be like, all right, we're going to play 3 weeks, and then we're going to come out with a ranking system. But, I mean, I get it. Hey, CBS, they're trying to sell games. It looks a lot nicer if it's a 1 versus 4 as opposed to just Michigan State versus, you know, Wisconsin, whatever.
Without
right?
a doubt,
Dyson Frank in front of us. Dyson was down in Utah during the past year and now coming up to Canada. This dude's got an NBA body on him in high school. Wide open look, couldn't get a handle on it, and then kicks it off his own foot, bounced it off his own foot, out of bounds. So there's a drain there. I'm with that ref. That's a little dangerous. If she's tripping over it, just worry about one of these guys out there.
Might fall right into us here at the broadcasting table. We got to worry about our own safety.
There's some big dudes out there. Oh, Elijah skates through everyone and can't get the roll. Looks like Nagandu's going to get called with a foul.
This kid is like a freight train coming right through the lane.
My only time I had when I was doing the NCAA tournament, I had Jalen Brunson, who was then on Villanova, you know, go for a loose ball and took me out, took my computer out, took everything out. It was not an enjoyable experience. And you know what? He never even said, hey, man, you all right? Nothing. Just left me there.
Throwing some shade at Jalen?
Yeah. Fischer at the free throw line. Elijah fielding offers from Oregon, Ole Miss, Vandy, Wake, Florida, Texas A&M, Memphis, and a whole heap of others. Follow Elijah on Instagram. Stay up to date in everything he's doing. He's about 80,000 followers right now. I don't think I had 8 friends when I was 15.
I definitely wasn't doing the stuff he was doing at 15.
Rattan Mays. Shot clock under 10. Shamar blows by Elijah and then can't get the finish. And Alex Nawaga with the rebound to Dyson Frank. And then with the floater, Dyson Frank finishes.
The shot clock went off there, but it should have been reset to 14 because it hit the rim. It did it again.
So that's the 5th time today. I mean, if you're Roe Russell, I mean, you're going to blow a gasket. And you know what? Hey, as great as Elijah's been, he's been guilty of it several times himself.
He's frustrated, visibly frustrated right now.
Oh, Roe letting him know. Moncrief puts the ball on the floor, attacks the hoop, and has it knocked out of bounds.
That was a good no call there. I like that. Because a lot of times you see ticky-tack fouls when you go body to body, but good non-call by the ref.
Matthew, some of the longest arms you'll see on anybody. Dyson Frank from the corner. No good. Elijah gets the rebounds. And are they calling a foul on the Waga or are they calling possession arrow?
What a talk happening here. Elijah's running his mouth tonight.
Hey, to be honest, on that case, so Nawaga, I would go with Alex on that, man. He's a bigger dude, and he's an athlete himself, man.
And he's older.
Yeah.
He's got some years on him.
So Alex, with one of the plays of the season on Tuesday night, huge block, tracked back the entire length of the court, and just stole the soul of one of the guys on Southwest. Fischer converts.
That's got to be a relief there for Fischer. There's one thing he has to work on in his game, it's free throws, but other than that, he's pretty polished.
Shamar in the corner to Frank, one extra pass. Justice Prentice to Moncrief for three. Moncrief can't get it to go. Again, bodies just flying everywhere. Shamar comes up with it, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Dezane Mingo.
Both teams in the bonus. Going to head to the line for two.
Dezane Mingo definitely on the all-name team. That's a great basketball name. My favorite, who we've yet to see, over on the Orangeville Prep, their grade 9 phenom, Jalik Dunkley Distant. Saw some minutes late in the game against Southwest. He's a class of 2024. When I saw that, I'm like, that's got to be a misprint. That's like 10 years from now.
He should win Rookie of the Year just for that name.
Yeah. Mingo. Laddie. Little floater. Keyshawn Laddie. Ooh. And somebody want that? Shamar picks up the loose ball. Easy lay-in. Shamar Rattan Mays. Orangeville with their largest lead of the game, 44-37.
Got to get it across.
Finally does. Romad Dean and Nawaga really physical, disrupting that shot, but Dean get a couple free throws. We'll shoot two.
Elijah Fischer and Ro Russell continuing to have an extensive conversation here on the side.
Romad from the Bahamas, class of 2022. He's played for the U17 Bahamas national team. He's fielding some offers from the likes of Ole Miss and Minnesota. Ole Miss, one of my favorite head coaches, Kermit Davis. I've had the chance to interview him 3 or 4 times. Great, he's got, that southern accent, from Mississippi. Well, Chris, I love hearing him talk basketball. And Shamar with one of the few mistakes you'll see him make today.
Going back to the accents, I had a chance to interview Bill Self at the FIBA U18s last year, and boy, when he talks. You could tell where he's from.
He's got a real presence about himself. Yeah.
Hall of Famer, one of the best coaches of all time.
Dean in the corner for Lazar, has been buried on the bench for a while. And Steven really played well the first few minutes. Though at the half, Lazar misses his attempt. So, going into the half, Orangeville Prep, Crestwood dominated for the better part of the first half, but Orangeville will go into the locker room with a 44-39 lead. I'm Chris McKee, joined by Anthony Gallo. What a first half.
What a first half, and I can't wait for the second.
So we're going to take a few minutes break, and we'll be back for the start of the second half.
Remember, we're on, so maybe take a step away. We got Wes Brown. We got Coach Marno. I see a lot of guys in the place. Shout out Mr. Cross, Senior Cross.
My camera. Oh. Right?
Shout out to the legendary basketball player, Iggy in the building. And also for his podcast, Hip Hop Hoops, baby. On IG, follow all the exclusive interviews. Just getting started. On that note, your man Chippy, we'll catch you at the next one.
Who's Orangeville? It's got to be Justice. Top point getter.
Yeah, Justice is the top point scorer for Orangeville. Justice has 15, and MA has 13 right there. Okay. All right. MA has 12. I don't know. We don't really need that stuff anymore because all the other content that we have, that was really a filler because we didn't have guys on baseline, you know?
I'm gonna do just like
Or do you want to do it with Chris?
No, I was doing my own. That's why I didn't know, because I remember last time we did one of those tables.
Yeah. So that's what. No, we don't need the table. It was just how does it work on my play? I don't need this.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Sometimes with Instagram when I'm saying things really quickly and doing that.
Welcome back. Getting ready for the start of the second half. I'm Chris McKee, joined by Anthony Gallo.
What a first half we had,
Oh,
Chris.
jeez, yeah. So Elijah Fischer with 25 at the half.
Is he going for a 50-piece tonight or what?
Well, hey, let's hope. More highlights, right?
It's clear who the best player on the floor is, and we got some great talent out here, from MA to Shamar. But man, Elijah Fischer just looks a notch up. Not to downgrade the other guys' talents, because like I said, a lot of them are all world talent. But man, Elijah Fischer, there's a reason he's getting all this hype.
Well, we'll say, Orangeville's two players that are out tonight, really key additions, because Coleman Stuka, he is really long, and that's the thing. It's been Crestwood's length that's been causing Orangeville a little bit of problems in the early going. It wasn't until Justice Prentice got his outside shot going that Orangeville was able to find any kind of joy out there. So Justice leads Orangeville with 15 at the half. Couple big threes. We've yet to see Lorenzo Downey get going. Moncrief's got, 12, 13, but he's still really yet to crank it up. I'm telling you, that dunk's coming from Matthew in the second half.
I'll hold you to it, Chris.
Which I got to get a little video for myself. I got my son working the camera.
It's time for second half action. Crestwood on the inbounds.
Here we are. Let's get to it. Elijah Fischer skates through everyone but blocked. Dyson Frank. Romad Dean with the follow. Nice follow from Romad. Shamar.
Once again, Fischer checking Shamar.
Moncrief puts it on the floor, attacks the basket, and can't get it to go. Fischer with the rebound goes coast to coast, and Dyson Frank blocks him again. Frank called with the foul, not happy about it.
Right off the bat again, Elijah on attack mode.
So one of the things I love about Elijah is it's really effortless when he brings that ball to the basket.
And makes the first.
Fischer.
Second.
Dean with the loose ball. Elijah for three. Swish. Nothing but net. Elijah Fischer.
Just like that, they take the lead right back.
Good start to the second half. Downey wide open. Nagandu. Moncrief puts it on the floor. Oh, no, he doesn't. He hammers it away. And then
You called it, Chris. The hammer's coming.
there's that dunk. Hey, that's one of many coming. You can feel it now. M.A. Lazar down the other end. Lay-in. Response. Frank. Moncrief, long jump shot, and he's fouled. He's hammered by Kobe Antwi. Went down hard. I'm a few feet away. I can feel the gym floor shake on that.
It's a big human being.
So Matthew goes about 6'7", but there's that phrase that you only hear one night a year during NBA draft night, wingspan. And Matthew has as large a wingspan you'll ever see.
Not to mention he has gazelle legs. Takes one dribble from half court and he's basically at the rim.
Skates through everyone. Moncrief gives the lead back to Orangeville, 48-47. Dyson Frank steals that.
Not a smart pass that time.
Moncrief, switches hands midair, easy lay-in. Made it look easy anyway. Matthew Alexander Moncrief.
What a skywalker.
And I know this is really a lofty comparison, but he looks so much like Dr. J when he attacks those, that big kind of windmill and then just can adjust midair, hangs there.
That's quite the praise there, Chris.
I get to see I've seen Matthew in the gym every day, and over the past 3 or 4 years or so, I've seen the growth, seen the development, and this guy's game. Not saying Dr. J, but he's definitely an NBA player.
I'd have to agree with you on that one. He'll make it to the show.
Laddie out to Dean. Elijah Fischer, has that denied by Nagandu. Shamar coast to coast to Moncrief, and he's mugged.
That was a good foul, though. Send him to the line.
Emmanuel Oludele was like, I'm not getting posterized by Moncrief on this. Moncrief gets the first. Lead back to 4 for Orangeville. This one's got to be going down to the wire. So while we're here, I want to give a big congratulations to Aliyah Edwards, one of my favorite players in the OSBA. She did her announcement ceremony here at Crestwood prior to the game, announced she's going to be attending the University of Connecticut. She's going to be a Husky.
I really don't think there's no better program that you go to, really, you could choose. She's going to be in the WNBA one day. You can just book it right now.
No doubt. Moncrief just glides through everyone, rolls in. Moncrief, we talked about in the first half, he don't want to know about Elijah Fischer. He wants everyone to know about Matthew Alexander Moncrief.
Oh, here we go.
And Dean called with a travel.
He had an open man in the left corner there.
So the last few highlights, Matthew Alexander Moncrief showing out. Shamar Rattan-Mays. Shamar, good kick out. Dyson Frank in the corner for 3. Dyson Frank. Orangeville with a 9-point lead.
Tables have certainly turned here in the second half. Trouble getting over again.
Laddie, Euro step, no good. Follow, Romadine. Shamar, off the glass. Shamar Rattan-Mays. That's what he can do.
He Houdini'd that one. Pulled that out of his bag.
Lorenzo Downey, get your phones out. Hammers that one away. Maybe that'll wake up Lorenzo. Orangeville Prep, 11-point lead, largest of the game.
Tough shot. I don't like that one at all.
Crestwood needs a timeout. They're really out of sorts. Alley-oop. Oh, Nagandu couldn't get a handle on it. Orangeville Prep bench. That would have erupted. Everyone wearing black tonight. So Lorenzo Downey has been really quiet in the first half. I don't think he's hit a three yet tonight. Was the leading scorer for Orangeville on Tuesday. So not sure what the break in action is. What are we waiting on? Was that a TV timeout? Were we waiting for the Crestwood dance pack to clear the floor? Fischer gets it over half. Spin move.
My goodness.
He's being smothered. Works out of it and blocked Jeff Nagandu. Looks like it's going to be a foul.
I don't know about that one, Chris. Looked clean to me.
Tough calls. Nagandu not happy about it. So Nagandu, normally he'll play a 3 or 4 position. I think tonight he's being asked to play that true center position. I've just seen him parked underneath that net. Obviously good coaching alteration or change. And that's Elijah Fischer going to the locker room right now. Not sure what's going on.
That's a cause for concern.
He's going with Ro Russell. I think that may just be more of a conversation as opposed to an injury.
His first time off the floor tonight, other than halftime, of course.
So Crestwood was just destroying Oakville, taking it to the paint way too easy. I think now you got Nagandu parked underneath that hoop. Forcing Crestwood to take some outside shots. Shamar, kick out to Moncrief. And Dyson Frank cleverly gets that back to Nagandu, wide open. No. What's the call?
Shot clock is not moving, I believe.
Is that what it was? No, they're calling a foul on someone.
We've got 7 seconds.
Oh, no, he's just resetting it. It wasn't moving, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, how about let Shamar take his shot and then worry about the shot clock situation?
Could come back to haunt them. It's like Ro Russell's back on the floor, but Elijah's still in the locker room.
And careless pass from Shamar. Sniffed out by Mingo. Nagandu tips it ahead. Moncrief. Matthew Alexander Moncrief. Nagandu, easy lay-in. 10-point lead, Orangeville Prep.
That was beautifully done. Well orchestrated and fast break.
Offensive foul. Is that called against Dean? It is. And there's Elijah coming back out. I don't think it's an injury. I think that was more of a conversation, you know? Ro Russell being really animated with Romad Dean.
Well, we're in break here, Chris. I just want to, you talked about being a Durham Lord earlier. I just want a quick shout out to Niagara College. Thank you for inviting me back, actually, to their homecoming event that they're having next Friday. Get an opportunity to call the men and women's home game. Just a little.
Some basketball you doing?
Yeah,
awesome.
Back down memory lane. I called there for about 2.5 years and had a great time. It's what led me here to the FIBAs, and very grateful, and shout out to Niagara College. Well in campus. Don't get it mistaken with the Niagara on the Lake campus.
I had the chance to call Niagara a few times when I was doing basketball and volleyball and that for Durham as well. Mm-hmm. I love doing OCAA stuff. It's great. You know what's funny? I realized because I did 2 years of OCAA, basketball and volleyball, that those 4 call letters are ingrained in my head. Every single OSBA game I do, I say OCAA at least once during the game. I was listening to my playback again the other night. I'm like, there's my OCAA right there. So it's forgive me, it's just entrenched in me. So I'm going back. I'm doing the College Soccer National Championship. Is being hosted by Durham College.
Oh, wow.
So November 6th through 9th, I'm going back to the OCAA, back to my alma mater, and I'm doing some college soccer, which I'm really excited. Because I grew up playing soccer my whole life, 40 years. Never had the chance to call any soccer. This is going to be my first opportunity to do it.
Should
And
be fun.
the national championships, hey.
They lead 61-51.
Shamar, guarded by Laddie. 10 on the shot clock. Moncrief. Nagandu, baseline spin move, switches to his left hand, doesn't go. Crestwood with the ball. Kobe Antwi. Oh.
Looking for the call that time.
Moncrief inside. Jeff Nagandu, two-handed dunk. 12-point lead, Orangeville Prep.
Starting to take over this game, and after that dunk, Elijah Fischer at the scorer's table.
Long three, too much. Rebound Frank. Shamar, wide open look. It's going to be a two if it does go. Too strong from MA. Kobe. I wasn't a fan of the shot, and the result speaks for itself. Underneath Moncrief to Nagandu. MA. And MA denied. And he comes up. Looks like he's holding his hamstring.
That's not good. Uh-oh.
Does he want a substitution? Looks like he's going to stay in, take his foul shots.
It's never a good sign.
Oh, I just realized, so it's Drew from On Point on the microphone. So shout out to Drew. I couldn't find who had it. It was like this mysterious MC. Drew, the hardest working man in basketball in Ontario. The guy's at every gym in the province, multiple nights a week.
Had a chance to intern with On Point Basketball earlier in the year. Great opportunity, and big shout out to Drew Ebanks.
So it was his birthday the other day, so happy belated. And speaking of birthdays, it's Drake's birthday today. So shout out to October's very own. And there's a wrestling match going on, and someone blew a whistle. They were literally yanking each other for about 5 yards. So that'll be a first down for Crestwood.
He did look like a running back going through the holes there, didn't he?
Yeah. First and 10 coming up. Shamar Rattan-Mays. Dyson Frank, long three. Short. Rebound Dean. Elijah spins, got away with one. Dyson Frank. Shamar sprints up the floor. Darius DeVero inside Jeff Nagandu. Oh!
Well, they got lucky on that one, the Lions did.
Coast to coast. Mingo gets fouled. It's Shamar.
Looks like Prentice is going to pick up that one.
Is it? So Orangeville, 3 guards out on the floor right now. Between DeVero, Justice, and Shamar. They're going small. And then Nagandu and Frank as well out there. Elijah Fischer back on the floor. Ro Russell with his chalkboard out. So if you are out there, of course, don't forget to follow OSBA on Instagram and Twitter. Stay up to date on all things OSBA. I like it. One, keep up to date and, just what kids are going to what school, different commitments and stuff like that. It's really cool to see. So both the boys and girls sides.
Chris, I'm interested to ask. I talked about my MVP pick earlier. I want to have the chance to ask you, who do you believe would be the front runner this year for MVP? Who's your favorite?
This year, obviously, Colby Elvis is going to be in that conversation again, returning MVP. So he's going to have a say in that. And also because, Colby is the feature. So he's a lot like Elijah where he's going to play just about every minute of the game. So I will not say anyone from Orangeville simply because they spread them out too much. There's 10 guys that can all really play, and they don't really – you're not going to see Moncrief put 50 up every night, even though he could.
It's really the Golden State effect, right?
Yeah.
All that talent on one team, it's hard to really choose.
So, obviously Elijah definitely going to have a say in that conversation. And, yeah, I think Kobe Elvis returning again may go back-to-back.
Well, so far tonight Elijah's been making his case.
He's got my vote right now.
Although the Crestwood offense has gone stagnant here.
Wonder where Elijah's legs are. It's early in the season, but Substitution, Steven Lazar coming back in. No relation to Bob Lazar, the famed Area 51 whistleblower. And Dyson Frank, Prentice, Shamar. Good ball movement. Prentice with a floater. And what's the call? It's going to be Orangeville ball. Looks like Keyshawn Lottie was the last to touch that. Well, this has been a treat just being in this gym tonight, surrounded by this amount of talent. 2:27 to go in the third quarter. Orangeville with a 12-point lead, 65-53. Turnover. And then not a bad foul by Frank because Elijah was going to blow past him. So they'll reset. So Crestwood will inbound just inside their half of the court. Of course, don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Mine's at Mr. McKee. Anthony's, yours is again?
Anthony Gaio, Gaio.
I always post highlights and interviews. Hopefully get a couple after tonight's game. Elijah Fischer. And he went down hard. Looks like Downey.
That's a bit of a scary sight there.
He's all right.
He's a tough kid.
I think he's he's holding his calf. I think he's just making a bit of a meal out of this one. He's all right. No. He's a little ginger. Uh-oh.
Number 13, that's his second.
Stretching it out. Could be a little cramp.
Yeah.
An old guy like myself, I can relate to that. So,
I mean,
getting out of bed, I got a stretching cramp. Man.
This kid's 16.
Yeah. Speaking of 16, my son Alex here with me, helping out with some camera work and that. So he just got his knee brace off after almost 3 months with his leg in a brace.
You know what? That must have smelled.
Athlete problems, right? That's it. He tore his meniscus, had surgery, and the brace came off yesterday. So the road to recovery starts. Fischer. Elijah, part of the Grassroots Elite AAU program. Moncrief. He's got Prentice wide open in the corner. Justice Prentice. Easy lay-in. Someone from Crestwood's got to rotate over. It was too clear of a lane. Someone missed an assignment. Antwi, long three. Too strong. And Dean gets the ball. Lazar spots up quick. Fischer, pump, no roll. Darius DeVero, Euro step around them. Gorgeous. That's absolutely delicious.
Beautifully done. What a maestro.
Textbook. Antwi, long three, too much.
Poor Russell can't be happy about that one.
M.A., and he's fouled hard. So Matthews come out of this locker room possessed. I think that early dunk really woke him up, and now there was a good stretch of 10 minutes of the game. He took over the game. It's helped now Orangeville with a 15-point lead.
He was instrumental in that second quarter comeback, and now he's just flexing his muscles here in the third, adding to the lead.
So, of course, Crestwood loses Jacoby Neath down to Wake Forest, one of the premier players in this country. Speaking of NBA possibilities, Jacoby, this dude can jump out of the gym, so you get a chance to watch Wake Forest this year. Definitely look out for Jacoby Neath. Crestwood alum. Elijah, you've got to be kidding me. Coast to coast, absolutely ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, Elijah Fischer.
You just pulled a do-it-yourself kit.
Alley-oop! Ooh, can't go, Nagandu. And Lazar, it was a bit of an awkward pass from Laddie. Lorenzo Downey And MA can't follow. Second chance, and he does. Moncrief and one. Moncrief just using those long arms. Out jumping his opponents at will. 72-56. So this game getting a little bit away from Crestwood. I mean, if you're Roe Russell, you know, what do you do here heading into the fourth quarter?
Still lots of time left, though. But easier said than done against Orangeville, that's for sure.
I think someone else other than Elijah Fischer has got to step up. Like, we got Lazar here wide open in the corner, Antwi wide open. Elijah's getting doubled. Oh, Lorenzo Downey on the defensive end, and then Romadine with the follow.
73-58, Orangeville Prep.
Last shot of the quarter.
Prentice with 3 seconds left, skates through everyone, can't get the roll. 1 second left, you got to put that up. So after 3 quarters, Orangeville Prep comfortably in front now, 73-58. I'm Chris McKee, joined by Anthony Gallo. Stick around for the fourth quarter. We got a big finish coming. So Lorenzo Downey with a big block just at the end of the third quarter. So Lorenzo, other than that big dunk, had a bit of a quiet night offensively, but 2 big blocks getting it done on the defensive end. Sometimes, you know, if you're not having it offensively, you better be getting it done defensively. Yeah. Lorenzo's showing that.
So that's the scary thing about Orangeville. One of their best players in Lorenzo could have a quiet game, and somebody else can drop a 20-piece.
That's it, yeah.
A la Matthew Alexander.
Dyson Frank getting into the mix. Justice Prentice. Justice was quiet the other night, having a big night tonight. It was, you know, when nothing was going right for Orangeville, it was Justice hitting those threes that really got the engine revving. And now Orangeville comfortably in front. It's just, you know, an embarrassment of riches. Comes at you from all angles.
If you're Crestwood here, you got to get back to how you started the game. You got to start on the defensive end here, get in transition, start running with these guys. It worked for them in the first quarter and some change. I think that's what you got to get back to here if you want a chance to cut down this lead and ultimately win.
So yeah, we haven't had, the DJ hasn't been coming in enough with some tunes. We need some tunes to talk about. I got a whole list of tracks I've been dying to talk about. I was giving my recommendations Tuesday night during the game. I was saying my song of the week, Young Dolph Major. The beat is deadly on that one.
I've never gotten around to listening to Young Dolph.
He's a must, man. It's like gangster rap.
I think I'm just uncultured.
Elijah Fischer, guarded by Moncrief. And that ball out of bounds. Careless. That's not what you needed. You know, first possession, fourth quarter. Toss it away. So Crestwood looks like they're going to try to press. They got to create some sort of turnover. DeVero to Jeff Nagandu has it stripped. Fischer showing his ball handling. And,
this guy's literally doing it himself. See him holding that calf once again. I saw him before in the third quarter, intermission there, stretching it out with his coach. Once again, holding it, trying to stretch it out.
You know when that sneeze is coming, and that I'm really fighting through that right now. So there's nothing more important than me fighting off the sneeze. Here we go. Fischer, too strong on his first attempt.
He's had to go 2 for 2 from the line tonight.
Ooh, ball rolled around the rim about 6 times before dropped in. DeVero. Oh, Moncrief saved that one. Underneath, well read by Dean. Fischer. Elijah spin move, left-handed roll, gets his own rebounds. And the follow, Elijah Fischer. Lead to 12. Prentice, Downey. Lorenzo thought about it, puts it on the floor, step back. Ooh. His step back is as dirty as there is in the league.
Everything but the finish that time from Downey.
Elijah to Lazar. Antwi.
Good perimeter defense here.
Elijah for 3. Shot clock was expiring. DeVero wide open lay-in. Darius DeVero. No style points, but it counts for 2. Lead back to 14 for Orangeville Prep.
You need an answer here if you're Crestwood, and fast. Time's not on their side anymore.
Antwi short. Orangeville again. Oh, stolen by Laddie. And then Crestwood turns that over. If just me just observing, Crestwood looks gassed.
Yeah.
Look around them. They're all hands on knees, hands on knees. I think they need a timeout. They need something. Or they got to work that bench a little bit more because they just look absolutely gassed right now.
See Keyshawn Laddie, previous play, coming up hobbling. Now he's going to the locker room. Not a good sign there.
Not what they needed.
One of the premier guards, 2021, class of 2021, I should say.
Moncrief looking for his own space. Muscles his way, can't go. He's fouled. MA will shoot 2.
Moncrief, this whole second half has just been dissecting this Crestwood defense.
So, college basketball starting in a few weeks. Couple of the kids that we called games for during the OSBA playoffs. Now going to be on TV. Keyshawn Bartholomew, one of my guys, obviously started at Athlete Institute, played at Thornley. He's a late commit to the University of Colorado. Addison Patterson, of course, was down at Bella Vista, played with Athlete Institute 2 years ago, going to be at Oregon.
I'm super excited about Addy, I should say.
But a whole heap of guys you're going to be watching on TV that you watched on this live stream with us last year. Ben Hendricks with Ball State, one of the Orangeville guys. Handed right to DeVero. Darius. You know what? I thought Darius could have held that up. He had 2 guys behind him, Kobe Antwi, and stuff from behind, Jeff Nagandu. And now all the rhythm out of the game completely gone. It's just become sort of a wild game.
A lot of sloppy basketball going on here.
Settle this down, get back to your half-court game. Not sure what the call is. Fischer.
75-61 is here to score. Orangeville Prep in the lead.
DeJusa.
3 seconds.
3 seconds. So we talked about Crestwood going to the bench. Ryan DeJusa hasn't seen much time tonight. He's out there. So Ryan, all the way from Ireland, believe it or not, grew up playing soccer.
It was a short stint tonight.
Yeah. Prentice. Prentice can't go. Ball bouncing around. Oludele comes up with it. Get it over half. There you go. Mingo in the corner for Antwi, and a travel called. And I'm kind of with him. He was pivoting his feet. I didn't see them. I didn't see the left foot move.
Looked like just the jab step to me.
You know what? I'm a pretty good lip reader. And Kobe's like, how is that traveling? Shamar Rattan-Mays back out there running the point.
Aggressive defense by Antwi, and Ro Russell's not happy, but that's got to be the frustration of the travel right there. And immediately runs to the bench. Looks like he's. I hate to point it out, but
1, 2, 3, 4. No one's substituting for him. Oh, there we go. DeJusa back out.
Goes to the bench and right away takes off unties his shoes. Just sense the frustration.
I'm not a fan of that reaction.
Neither am I.
You got to be a little tougher than that. Calls are going to go against you. Wide open look, Justice Prentice, and that is up and down. Good call. Right in front of us.
I firmly believe, seeing the second half, Crestwood is showing their age.
Yeah.
With their maturity, with being tired, you got to go, like you said, you got to go deeper through your bench. These guys are gassed.
Elijah being double teamed everywhere he goes, which means someone else in white's wide open. They got to make those shots when Elijah gets him the ball, step back, and Moncrief called with a foul. And Elijah's going to shoot 3 free throws. 5:39 to go, 14-point lead. The clock is stopped, but an opportunity for Crestwood to chip away, and Elijah continues to stretch out that left calf. Just checking out some of the banners around the gym. Oh, that's only 2? I thought it was supposed to be 3. All right.
Guess his foot was on the line.
So be it. So keep in mind, when you guys watch your CBS and Fox and all that, we don't have monitors, we don't have producers talking in our ear telling us all this, so forgive us if we make a mistake here and there. Prentice wide open. And good job by Prentice. There was no way in heck he was making that basket because he had 3 guys in white jerseys surround him. Just do enough to get fouled, gets himself to the line.
Call should be on the floor.
Timeout on the floor, 5:16 to go. So this one's definitely lived up to the hype. It's been a heck of a game.
You were just talking about the banners, and the other day, Women's Championship banner got raised here at Crestwood.
That's right.
Good ceremony. And Aliyah Edwards choosing her school today before the game. She got very emotional, and you could tell that she really, really loves this school, and it's a first-class school, really. And I'm super happy for Aliyah. One day, see her in the WNBA, I'm sure.
Absolutely guaranteed. Aliyah from the Kingston area came here to Crestwood in hopes of getting an opportunity like that. Got it. Aliyah's been playing with not just the U18 and U19. She's been playing with the senior women's national team as a 16, 17-year-old. So she's out there suited up with Kia Nurse and all these big-time stars. And so, what an experience for that. And this isn't one of those things where, because I follow Aliyah on Instagram and her mother Jackie as well, and it's like, she's not just getting invited to camp for experience. She's out there playing. She's getting great minutes. And this is, a teenager playing with the best in the world. What a future ahead of her.
She talked about when she played for the senior team how much it helped her become a leader, learning from the older women there and really taking the next step. And it shows.
Aliyah, she's just got the it. Obviously, before I worked in sports, I worked in music for 20 years. I represented dozens of Grammy and Juno winning musicians, and you always talk about the it with artists, that special. Aliyah's got that it, the long blonde, the golden locks and that. She's just got that marketability.
Second one is good.
And a really nice young lady. I've chatted with her a few times, so congratulations, Aliyah Edwards. 5:10 to go in the ball game. Now it's go time here for Crestwood. If you're going to make a run, now's as good a time as ever. Wide open look. Someone's got to take that shot inside the DeJusa. Ryan DeJusa, big dunk. The Irishman.
77-65. Point game. Orangeville in the lead.
Prentice directing traffic to Shamar. Spins around. You just see Shamar's movement, the opportunities it creates. DeVero, as the shot clock was expiring, it hit the rim. What's the call? The ball hit the rim.
Hit the rim.
Everyone in the gym knows it hit the rim. Oh, it's a foul. So the foul's on Keyshawn Laddie. Everyone was confused with that. I seen a bunch of players go to hit the rim.
It's not the time to take a silly foul like that. Still got time here, 12-point game. Anything's possible.
Well, when you got 22 and white out there, it's never over. Shamar way out to MA. Orangeville going to slow things down. Use as much of that shot clock as possible. Rattan Mays. Oh, unlucky. DeVero didn't read and a double dribble called again. So Keyshawn Laddie having a bit of a tough one here with the refs not on his side. The parents behind us not really enjoying that call.
Honestly, I'm in shock how many silly fouls or silly turnovers there have been tonight for Crestwood.
And speaking of silly turnovers, Shamar gives it right back. And Darius gets called with a foul, excuse me.
That's his second foul.
So this small lineup for Orangeville really doing a number on Crestwood with the 3 guards out there. Lazar underneath. Nice lay-in. Steven Lazar.
Nice job by Lazar to use the rim as a shield there from the blocker.
Four minutes to go, 10-point game. Lots of basketball left here. DeVero, Moncrief, Matthew Alexander Moncrief, that's for 2. Foot was on the line. Moncrief silences the crowd. Elijah electrifies the crowd. Lovely finger roll and 1. Elijah Fischer.
Here we go, a chance to get in single digits.
His fourth foul.
I think I just want to call every Crestwood game. I just want to see what Elijah does every night.
3:37 left, fourth quarter.
And this brings me to the, forcing players out of high school to go to college. And you know what? Look, 99.9% of them probably could use a year or 2 in college, right? But you and I, we don't got to have to go to college. We want to get a job. And so Elijah's going to be, without going to the pros.
Well, it'd be interesting to see because you see guys like R.J. Hampton and LaMelo Ball in the Australian League, and they're making a name for themselves and getting paid already.
Yeah, I was checking out some of RJ's highlights this week. DeJusa can't get it to go. Put back Mingo. Crestwood chipping away with this lead. It's down to 7. Shamar trying to slow things down. Moncrief muscles his way in, and he's fouled by Ryan DeJusa. So DeJusa's played really well since he's come on, which leads me to wonder, why was he buried so deep there for so long?
Well, I do think a lot of it has to do with Kobe Antwi. He pretty much took himself out of this game, and DeJusa stepped up.
DeJusa 6'8", out of Cardiff, Ireland, class of 2022. He played for the Irish U16 team. I didn't believe it because I was like, Ireland? And then I looked at his Instagram, and there he is wearing that Ireland national team jersey. My family's from England and Ireland. I don't know anyone that even plays basketball there. Soccer, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say predominantly soccer there.
Wide open look, Mingo didn't want it. And Elijah adjusts midair, and he's fouled by Dyson Frank. Good call. But, hey, not a bad thing. Shot clock stopped. Elijah's going to get a chance to put points on the board. 3 minutes to go. So these free throws now much more vital. Fischer. The only guy I know that has LeBron James calling him. I got to meet LeBron at Caravana a couple years ago.
I am highly jealous of that.
I sat and chatted with him for a while. We had our VIP booths were right next to each other, so there's only a red velvet rope separating us. So I got to chat with LeBron, and his manager Maverick Carter was with him. So
that's impressive.
What it is, and this is my end, because my family's from Liverpool. I'm a big Liverpool soccer guy. LeBron's a part owner in Liverpool, and so I was like, hey, I didn't talk to him. I was like, hey, let's talk Liverpool. So he was down to chat soccer with me. It was great. 7-point game, 2:50 to go. Orangeville, the lead was comfortable. Now not so comfy.
Lots of time here, really. 2:50 to go. Couple stops, couple made buckets. You're back in this game. But that's the important thing. You got to get a stop here. The way that Orangeville's been moving the ball side to side has been very impressive today. And their penetration and their kickouts.
One of the things that I like with Orangeville is, the last few possessions, they were more intent on just working clock and got away from their aggressive self. And it's because they were playing a little tentative and just trying to chew clock a little bit, they've allowed Crestwood to get back into the game. So I'd love to see Orangeville just go for the throw here.
I think you put it in the hands of your best player, in MA.
MA, after a torrid third quarter, a little quiet in the fourth.
I wonder if it has anything to do with his hamstring. You saw him holding that earlier.
Yeah, I think also maybe it's just adjustments. Ro Russell's maybe like, look, MA's torching us. Let's,
shut him
get
down.
a body on him and let someone else try and do it. And the others have been stepping up.
There we go, last 2:50.
So before it came in, made the stop down at Island Foods, best roti in Toronto, in my opinion. I was so disappointed their franchise at King and Dufferin, legendary one, recently closed. Guess why? They're putting more condos downtown. But they still have the York Mills and Don Mills, which is just down the road. So that was a must stop prior to coming here.
I need some food recommendations from you. I'm not from the city, so.
Oh, go Island Foods, man, I'm telling you, it's just around the corner. Shamar, little floater. Come on now, Shamar Rattan Mays over top of Lazar.
That was beautiful.
Turnover, Moncrief, get your phones out. Oh! Matthew Alexander Moncrief if you need him. Remember that dunk I was talking about?
Yeah.
There you go.
Must be a fortune teller. Or you've seen a couple Orangeville games in your time.
I mean, Matthew can just elevate better than just about anyone in this country. Is that the dagger? Can Crestwood respond? Stripped, nice play, Justice Prentice. Unlucky, couldn't save it. It's going to be Crestwood ball.
Crestwood Prep basketball.
For you know what? I mean, as good as MA has been, you expect him to be that good. For my money, the most crucial player tonight has been Justice Prentice. Because you're expected, from MA and some of these other guys, and then Justice comes in and starts killing you. Speaking of killing you, Elijah just undressed Dyson Frank.
MA calling for a travel there on Elijah.
Little timeout on the floor.
Really a last gasp coming here for Crestwood now. Really got no other choice here.
And someone just decided to turn on the air conditioning in the gym. I'm freezing all of us. I just felt this gust of wind all of a sudden.
Well, the other day when me and Steve Martin here, our new broadcaster for OSBA, we came in the gym right away and it was blazing hot. But midway through the game, about halftime, we're freezing. We got our jackets on, and it usually turns out that way.
So when we were at Humber a couple weeks ago there for that preseason, I was 9 o'clock in the morning. I was dripping sweat already. It's like, hey, someone throw some AC on. I'm a sleep with the window open kind of dude, so I like that cool air. So, packed house here tonight. The who's who of basketball in Toronto hanging out in the gym. 2 minutes to go in the ball game, 9-point lead.
I think really the scary thing about these teams is this. Well, for Crestwood, it's their first game of the year, and Orangeville, it's only their third game. This is obviously their toughest competition that they've had so far, other than TRC, but as the season goes on, you think that they're only going to get better as chemistry grows. So I'm excited to see, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things is a lot of the Orangeville players playing on that Nike AAU team over the summer, run by Tony McIntyre. So there's some, fluidity, but obviously still a few new pieces. Downey in the corner, Moncrief, in and out.
That would have been a dagger right there.
That would have been it, yeah, but lucky. Nice pass. And unlucky, Keyshawn Laddie slipped. It was just like a wet spot on the floor, and he went down pretty hard. And he looks to be in some pain. Do we have a trainer out there? Because Keyshawn is in pain. Finally, one of the coaches comes out to attend.
Well, it looked like he had some foot problems earlier in the game. He had to go on the sideline there, go back into the locker room.
So a nasty and unfortunate, too, because, hey, what a great outlet pass that was. And then Keyshawn racing up the floor, and he's in pain.
Looks like they're checking on his knee there, or maybe a cramp again.
Oh, is he going to get up? He is. Looks like they're going to lift him up. Let's see if he puts any weight on his leg. He's walking really gingerly. He's dragging that right foot. It looks like it's his right knee. So all the best to Keyshawn Laddie. Hopefully nothing too serious. Maybe it's just a cramp. It looks like it could be cramping.
That's a tough blow.
1:39 left in the fourth quarter.
So I'm not sure what the call will be then, if it's going to be Crestwood ball still, or if they just do a tip ball. 1:39 to go, plenty of time to get 9 points. You know what? I'm not a fan of coaching from the crowd, but that was actually a really smart play by one of the dads in the back. Dyson Frank had snuck kind of off the Orangeville bench, was hanging out alone. You know, I do that when I'm watching my son's games. When he was young, I used to be a little bit more active. Now, I mean, we have paid coaches on these guys are pros themselves, and so I don't have to tell them too much, but always sneak in a little, hey, look at this guy. We have to sign contracts and stuff that we won't say anything like.
Really?
Yeah, no parental interference other than good job, boys, and that's it.
That's probably a reason for that.
Well, I'm so happy with my Toronto Skills Academy is my son's soccer team. Shout out to Coach Will. Played pro in Europe. So what can I say to this guy that,
Yeah.
you know, he knows what he's talking about. Downey inside to Moncrief. Can't get the roll. No go. Elijah Fischer. And Downey almost snuck behind him. Nifty ball handling. Long three. Ooh, that's what you needed. Mingo, the Zane Mingo big three. Temperature now heating up, and a foul going to be called on Oludele, on Shamar.
And they're in the bonus as well.
So, you know what? I don't think that was even Oludele. It's more Shamar. He's such a crafty vet. He knew, hey, if I lean into this guy, he's going to get called with the foul. Just little things that Shamar does. Again, I spoke to one of his assistant coaches, Jeremy Pope, and he said, smartest player in the league.
I would probably second that. I would say the ultimate floor general.
Shamar starting to get some offers. He's got some Ivy League offers. Speaking of getting it done in the classroom, this guy's a 4.0 GPA. Shamar, 2 big free throws. You don't necessarily need a 3 here for Crestwood, but you got to score each time down now. Elijah with the ball. He's got 3 guys in black surrounding him.
I've been seeing too much of that tonight.
3 players. Triple teamed he's getting. Justice Prentice with the foul.
Here you go. Elijah hits 2 here. So 2-possession game.
It is 2. Referee confirms that. Misses the first.
That's a killer right there.
Big one here. I don't think you play the foul game just yet if you're Crestwood. Just hope for a miss. Big free throw there. After this possession is when you start with the foul, I think. Shamar. And, knocked out of bounds. Still going to be Orangeville. But remember that clock. Probably only about 4 seconds to get this ball over. Crestwood pressing. Timeout on the floor. So Tony McIntyre better drop something good here.
86-79 with 1:03 left in the fourth.
So when's your next OSBA game?
Next Tuesday at Orangeville, back-to-back.
Up in Orangeville, yeah.
And then I go to Niagara on Friday.
Nice.
It'll be a nice little homecoming.
I'm going to be... I think I got a couple weeks off now for my next OSBA game. I think November 14th, I believe.
I've got it already. I'm horrible with my schedule. I'm all over the place. Well, I'm working like 4 jobs at once, so you kind of.
Right. Well, it's nice for me too because the women's Niagara prep team this year, and I'm in Niagara, right? Just around the corner.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind calling all their games this year.
Yeah,
that's
you know
sure.
what? It's funny. I saw that and was like, oh, I'm like, I'm not driving down to Niagara. So I'm like, Anthony, boom, there you go, right?
How do you think I feel coming up here?
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. Well, hey, I was down there all summer. I was down at the Meridian Center
Yeah.
calling the River Lions games and driving to Guelph and Hamilton as well. Spent more time in Hamilton this summer than I have in my entire life. I was also down there covering the Canadian Open for Golf Talk Canada on TSN. So I spent the week down in Hamilton. Had a great time doing that. Really enjoyed myself. My hotel was right across the street from, I still call it Cops Coliseum. I don't know. I think it's First Ontario Center. Yeah,
I actually used to live around the corner from First Ontario, just off of Hess Street there.
Nice.
Everybody knows Hess Street.
Oh, I was in the Hess Village. Great restaurants, great bars, kind of thing. We were out with a bunch of the guys. I was with a bunch of the PGA Tour radio guys, and we hit a couple pubs on Hess. Great food. 1 minute to go. Rattan Mays, Shamar, weaving through, and nicely done, Justice Prentice. Shamar attacks the hoop, has it blocked by DeJusa. Under a minute to go. It's do or die time for Crestwood. DeJusa. And turnover, Orangeville ball, and that should just about do it because now Crestwood's got to play the foul game.
That's a killer right there. Doesn't look like they're going to foul yet.
No. Wide open, Moncrief denied by Lazar. Plenty of time to reset if you're Oville.
Too late on the trap.
Downey, Shamar just working clock. Now brings it, kicks out wide open look. Justice Prentice, no good. But Orangeville rebounds, and that'll do it.
Wow.
Downey, and there's the foul. Elijah fouls Downey, so it's 7.6 to go.
What a way to end. That's everything you wanted if you're Orangeville and everything you did not want. Everything went wrong there for Crestwood.
Just Orangeville started to get the bounces in the second half. So Orangeville will improve to 3-0. Crestwood in their opening match in OSBA play, 0-1. Well, we'll say the matchup lived up to all the hype. I mean, you saw some of the best prospects, not just in the country, in the world, on display right in front of you.
Second one is good. Orangeville Prep 88.
You could have paid $5 to come see these guys today. Kids under 12 free, because in about 2 years you're going to be paying about $350 to see these guys play.
It's well worth the price now.
Shout out to the Raptors, big win opening night the other night. Good start to the championship campaign.
Freddie V with 34, Pascal with 34.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, let him inbound.
Oh my goodness.
What? So a white push. So they're saying, I think that's going to be on Mingo.
Well, you can't say Orangeville doesn't play to the last whistle.
Yeah. So I think that also a statement. Tony McIntyre coming in, road victory. You know, last year they got clipped on the road by Thornley and then ended up losing again to them in the semifinals. So Orangeville Prep, unbeatable at home. Their struggle's been on the road here. Big road win for the Bears here.
Definitely a statement game.
So I got to try to get some post-game interviews with some of the players. Shamar still working. 6 seconds left. He's still working the refs.
I think he wanted free throws there because the bonus.
And there it is. Orangeville Prep gets out of here with an 88-79 win. I'm Chris McKee, joined by Anthony Gallo. Anthony, final thoughts on the game?
It was exciting. It was actually a tale of two halves, really, because it seemed like Crestwood was really the dominant figure in that first half. Of course, until the last 5 minutes, and Orangeville took over, and it just seemed like they had a grasp on the whole game the rest of the way.
So don't forget to follow OSBA on Instagram, Twitter. Stay up to date on all things OSBA and your OSBA Game of the Week schedule. So you'll be back on Tuesday calling the game. I'll be back in a few weeks. We'll see you next time, folks.